Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. Now just quickly before we get into this video, I just want to make a quick apology for the lack of videos. I am just not at home. Basically that's the best way to say it. I'm just busy with some personal stuff in my personal life, visiting some certain people. So yeah, not at home currently. I can still get videos out, like I brought stuff to make videos, but as I said, there's limited time to make said videos. So yeah, and I know if Flash was on this week, I would have done Flash videos. Like when the review and like, the trailer breakdown and stuff like that. But as I said, because it's not on this week, it's taken a break. So I thought, you know what, I'll take a break from it as well and just come back when necessary. But yeah, if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on the video just to show your support for these videos in the channel. Definitely make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below on this video topic because I'm very interested to see what everyone has to say. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So one of the best character progressions we have seen over the past season, that obviously being over episodes in Season 2 and Season 3 of The Flash, is that of our favourite pop culture reference machine, that of course being Cisco Ramon. Even though the story for his superhero persona of Vibe sort of began in Season 1, it really started in Season 2 where he was actually able to properly control and use his powers for the most part. However, due to the introduction of a new character in episode 11 of this season, Cisco has had his mind opened, I guess you could say, to even more possibilities in regards to his full potential as Vibe. This new character that was introduced in episode 11 of this season was of course the Earth-19 bounty hunter known as Gypsy. Now Gypsy basically has the same abilities as Cisco, but it wasn't clearly explained whether they are the same in regards to their abilities, like Gypsy is just the Earth-19 version of Cisco, or if just in some areas they share the same ability. So Gypsy might be able to do something that Cisco will never be able to do, and Cisco may be able to do something that Gypsy will never be able to do either. But they may go over that in the near future this season in upcoming episodes. Speaking of upcoming episodes, Gypsy will actually be returning this season, appearing in episode 14, which is the second part of the Gorilla City storyline, which begins in a few days with episode 13. She could appear towards the end of episode 13, but it does look and seem like she will just show up towards the beginning of episode 14 and be there to help Team Flash where it is needed. You would have to think there will be plants seeded and storylines threaded at this point in regards to Cisco learning more about his abilities and his potential from Gypsy. Whether it be that she actually teaches him or if he just, to use a common expression, watches and learns. One ability that I think we all know Cisco will be keen as hell to learn and get a grip of is using the ability that we saw Gypsy use on Wally or Kid Flash when she first gets her way into Star Labs in episode 11. Obviously, that's when she was trying to capture and take H.R. Wells back to Earth-19. This was where Gypsy was able to stop Wally dead in his tracks by essentially rendering his speed useless. Now, this is an ability that I'm pretty sure was brought on as an ability of Vibe in the New 52 comics, where he can essentially disrupt the Speed Force, which, as I just said, and as we saw in that episode, can stop a speedster dead in his tracks. So really, Vibe is one of the few people that actually poses a threat to the Flash and any other speedster. Just quickly on his abilities, I think it's either Amanda Waller or Steve Trevor in the comics that make it clear that Cisco is potentially one of the most powerful people with abilities. Whether or not they go further with Cisco's abilities on the show past the whole disrupting of the Speed Force will have to be waited upon to be seen. But if they did, it would be pretty damn interesting seeing that he could realistically shake things up pretty damn bad. But anyway, back to the Flash now. The actress who plays Gypsy was spotted arriving in Vancouver on the day I'm making this video, but will be like a day or two ago from when this video goes up. Now obviously Vancouver is where they shoot The Flash, Arrow, Legends, Supergirl, basically most of the CW shows. Her arrival does heavily hint that she is returning to the show, even though she could be there to record another show, but you would have to assume it's for The Flash. But anyway, they would be starting to film episode 18 of The Flash and just wrapping up episode 17, which is of course the musical crossover episode with Supergirl, which had a longer filming period than a normal episode for the two shows, saying that certain people from other shows are coming on to this crossover. They're busy filming other episodes for the other shows, so it just takes longer to, organize it all. Like the big 4-night crossover took like almost 2 months or something to film, so that should give you some reference as to why it just takes a tiny bit longer. Now, episode 18 is the 6th last episode of the season and is usually where things start to, build up steam leading into the ending of the major story arc for the season, obviously being that of the whole Savitar thing. So what I'm guessing is going to take place is that Cisco and Barry will vibe back to that moment in the future where Iris is murdered by Savitar, and they will notice that Cisco is now there. Obviously in episode 10, or the mid-season premiere for this season, they went back there just to check things out again. We saw the news report things, but we also noticed, that H.R. Wells was there. So it's going to be constantly changing because they're changing things that were meant to happen leading up to that event. They know stuff that's meant to happen and they're changing it. That means that scenario in the future is going to be changing all the time as well. So people are going to be appearing, people are going to be taken out of the scenario possibly. So yeah, I think eventually Cisco is going to be there. Whether it be that they actually see Cisco use the ability that Gypsy had previously used is another question. You would have to think it's probably going to be the case, but hard to say it is 100% what they are going to witness. So due to this, Cisco will need to learn as soon as possible how to harness and perfect this ability so he can play his part in keeping Savitar at bay for as long as possible, just to help in the saving and protection of Iris West. We obviously have had it set up that Wally will be the one that's fast enough to reach Savitar before Iris is killed, but what it looks like is going to happen is that it is going to be a massive group effort with everyone using their different abilities all at once to help in the saving and protection of Iris West. Now this could be the perfect option, or it could possibly end up in the case of, I know it's a weird scenario or like a reference to use, but way too many cooks in the kitchen, and everyone could actually get in each other's way and make the situation even worse. An example of this could be Cisco using his ability, but accidentally like Wally getting trapped in it or Barry getting trapped in it and stuff like that, and their speed force getting disrupted. Obviously, that's a very unlikely situation, but it is a possibility. So they might witness that happening, like all of them there, and it just gets too chaotic. So they really need to figure out a way where no one gets in each other's way, or they have to figure out a way where only one hero needs to be there to save Iris. But yeah, with Gypsy most likely coming back in episode 18, you would have to think it's going to be a big Cisco episode with a decent amount of training, sort of like we saw in episode 11, but we only got like a short amount of that. And we will most likely see Wally and Barry being used as crash test dummies, if you want to call them that, for Cisco and Gypsy, just in order to test this new ability. Obviously, this is just me assuming stuff's going to happen, but most of the time, the Flash, even though it does surprise you a lot of the time, a lot of the stuff, especially with a lot of these shows, can be sort of predictable for the most part. Not 100% predicting what's going to happen, but, being 75% correct. Predicting 75% of what's going to happen leading up to that point or within the actual episode. But I think Gypsy's a good character. I am looking forward to seeing her back in episode 14. You never know, she might come back for episode 18 and be there for the rest of the season. Sort of unlikely, but you never know, it's a possibility, especially seeing because they sort of did set up that Cisco and Gypsy might be, in a relationship now or wanting to head towards that stage. But whether they do that or not is another in question entirely. So I don't know if they'd actually do that, but it would be interesting to see if they actually did. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be very much appreciated if you could leave a like on it. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think any of this stuff's going to happen? I think Gypsy coming back to teach Cisco this Speed Force disruption ability is definitely what's going to happen. All the other stuff, of course, is, that's just probably not going to happen, but it's cool to think that it actually could happen. But yeah, let me know what you think of all of that in the comment section down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.